Two words, John Grisham. I mean, I had tremendous good fortune to be following the footsteps of Grisham because he ran the world, basically, back then.
What year was that?
Pardon me?
What year was that?
That would be in 94, maybe, 95. And he was tremendous. Everywhere you went, people were looking for legal thrillers. And suddenly, I sold 22 foreign languages in about a month and a half. And it was just totally weird. Totally weird. But I took it because there wasn't anything else going on, and that was it. What narrative voices? That's interesting, I have actually used first, second, and third all the way through, much more temperately than I used to. But generally speaking, I think I use first, second, and third in all the books.
Did you outline plots
Never.
or just run?
Never outlined a plot in my life. I'm not saying that's the way to do it, that's just the way I do it. After 10 or 12 of these books, I just got kind of, I don't want to say bored, but I got to the point where I wanted to try something different. And so I've had female, characters, I've introduced new characters, I've done like young characters. The books are pretty much whatever I decide I want to do on that given day. And since I don't plot in advance too carefully, I just kind of let her rip and it's fun. In the case of Gina Roque, she was the one, she kept wanting to show up in all of my books. She was just a minor character, but as time came by, she kept making bigger and bigger strides into my books. Until finally, I think it was in 2007, before that, 2014, I wrote a book all about her. She was the main character, and that book was named by the American Authors Association the best book of the year. So I felt like it was pretty successful. Yeah, sir.
Mr. Fine was the villain of your piece.
Yeah.
As you started to build some momentum, why did you get rid of it?
I did.
Did you?
Yes, I did. The question was, why didn't I get rid of Don Fine if he was such a horrible person? Well, here's how I did it. He made me an offer on the 13th juror. And the book before that is the one that had done so well in Germany and Japan and other places. And so he decided that he was going to, show me who was the boss. And my earlier book had gotten, it sold for $66,000. So he made me an offer of $17,000. For those of you who are not good at math, 17 is a smaller number than 66. And I turned him down. But I had an option clause, which in my stupidity and desperation as a young writer, I had signed, saying all of my books would be under the same terms and conditions as this book, except for the amount of money. That's the only difference. And all of the parts in the contract were awful. But I didn't have a lawyer, I had no money, I didn't know anything. So he offered me $17,000 and I turned him down. And I also called up a firm called Martin Garbus in New York. And then for a mere $350 an hour, that would be every single hour. They did it. They decided to take over the negotiations where I just kept saying no. And every time I said no, it cost me another $350,000. But Donald Fine stuck with it, and I finally let the 30 days of the option elapse. And I said, I'm done. And I was released from the option at that point. And I said, okay, here's the deal, I'm not into this. So then at that point, my agent was trying to send out the book and get some stuff going under the idea that I had already sold for big money in Europe and in Japan. So he went to my lawyers, and they said, okay, here's what's going on. You've already turned him down. Now he's got the right to top any other offer. And we thought we were going to have a bunch of offers. Instead, we got 22 rejections. Let this sink into your hearts for a minute, if you will. This is after I'd already made a lot of money on 2 books in a row. I had all kinds of good stuff going on. And 22 publishers, with my book that became my biggest bestseller ever, turned that book down. All of them.
Why?
They turned it down because Donald Fine had called every one of them and said that he would sue them if they bid on the book. I didn't find that out until a little bit later. And then when it came to it, nobody did. Until William Morrow stepped up and offered $60,000. Still less than I made from my previous book. Donald Fine came in and topped that offer, which he could do by the option. But at least that meant that he ran the option. So there was no option in my next book. I know this is all technical stuff, but believe me, it was very real at the time. And suddenly I had, I was with Donald Fine, but I had no option with him anymore. So when he came in and he published the book, I went out to the market and things changed immediately because suddenly I didn't know anything. And I made more money than the season. And it was fantastic. Yeah.
So just to be clear, Fine published the 13th Jury?
Yes, he did.
Okay. But since he is published by Berkeley now, so did the...
Berkeley is
did they have the
a
rights?
division of Dell.
Yeah.
Used to be Dell. He sold the book in paperback to Carol Barron for a very large sum of money. And then Carol Barron, much to my incredible surprise, actually paid on time. So suddenly we had money. It was just a very strange, wonderful thing. But I was 45 years old. I know you're old, but you're only that now, John. How long does it take me to complete a book, and what's my regimen like? It's just like a job. I get into the office around 10 o'clock in the morning. I've turned in a book a year for the last 25 years. So that's what I do. I don't really think too much about inspiration. I go in, I sit down, turn on the computer, and try to write 5 to 10 pages. It's not really glamorous, but, if you can do it, it's a good job.
In those early years, when you were writing books and not getting any success or recognition at all, what kept you going?
What kept me going? I think 2 things. One, my wife believed in me tremendously. People say that, but it's true. It's not the easiest thing to be married to a really funny, smart guy who's a failure. Really good-looking, smart, funny guy. But anyway, she believed in me. And the second thing is, because she made it so easy to believe in me that I believed in myself. And I kept going. What else was I going to do? I didn't want to be a technical writer. I didn't want to be a singer anymore. I didn't want to be a bartender. Didn't want to be a house painter. And I'd done all of those things. And so I was 45 years old. I had 2 kids. I decided to step up. No excuses, do it. And so that's what happened. Well, I think they're both talented people. My son they're both lawyers, which is the great irony of all time. Let's talk about revolution. Their revolt is to be lawyers. My daughter's a brilliant writer. She's both a brilliant poet and a songwriter, and really a brilliant writer in every way. And my son is just a very solid, good legal writer. So yeah, they're both pretty serious on that level. Fortunately, none of them are trying to compete with me because I got to kill them and that would be sad. But I am considering, in fact, my daughter and I have talked about the idea of she writing the Rebecca Hardy series, which is Dismas Hardy's daughter, who is now, in my novels, a member of Dismas Hardy's law firm. So if you're interested in that, the book is called The Fall, and we might even have a copy of it here tonight, which I'm sure will sell out immediately. a great question. My protagonist is, I would have to say the answer is yes. I think that's what drives the books. I'm, trying to figure out ways to get him in trouble that he's got to figure out a way out of, that I don't even know the way he's going to do it. And that, I think, is what drives the book in terms of the suspense of the plot.